All right, I think we're live here. So let me just give you my little intro spiel. Hello gamers, welcome to Save vs. Reality. We play 1st edition Advanced Dungeons & Dragons in all of its frustrating, nostalgic, deadly glory, with our inclusive and interactive Twitch campaign. Together with your group and community, you can discuss what you discover in the world, you can uncover the map, unravel the mysteries I've set for you, and ultimately enjoy a grand adventure together in a way that I think would make Gary Gygax himself proud. Finally, as part of what we call the Divine Chorus, you viewers who would rather not play can still affect the gameplay just by watching us live here on Twitch, by tipping, subscribing, hosting, and rating, or just watching. You can issue commands to influence the gameplay. Force a reroll, nullify a death blow, call for a miracle. All of these abilities and more will be available for you. We have our loyalty system set up now, and you're earning favor just by watching. My name is Dead Rabbit Girl, and I'll be your DM and host today. If what any I've said sounds interesting to you, I invite you to sign up on our Discord, which is listed in the information below, and follow us on Twitter at SVRDND and using the hashtag SVR to stay connected. New information is going out on Twitter in the next day or two, telling you on how you can get involved and play here with us in the campaign on stream, if you're interested. So let me take a moment to introduce today's cast. We've got Raven, and she's going to be playing a human fighter named Hildegard. And we have Gallows, who's playing a human cleric named Callum. So let me just open up their thing here. Okay. Raven, Callum, you want to give a quick hello?
Hello, everyone.
Callum?
Hey, what's going on? I'm getting lots, like I'm hearing you guys twice.
Twice?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can
You have
clear
the
that
Twitch
up.
stream muted.
Do you have, on VC, do you have all of those muted? All
Yeah.
of the mics muted on there?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it coming from me?
It's coming from both of you.
That's strange.
Weird. I'm muted on VC. You have your Twitch volume on.
Yeah, my Twitch volume's on.
Oh, turn your Twitch off. Because you're
Okay,
hearing
there we
it
go.
coming through Twitch and here.
Okay. Sorry, we got 3 programs going. I don't know which one's what.
No problem.
All right, here we are.
We'll get it sorted out. This is only our 3rd episode, by the way, everyone who's watching. So we're still kind of teething through all of these things. We're trying to run a D&D campaign over the internet here. So I know a lot of the Twitch D&D games that you see played are around a table and everyone's there together. But what we're trying to do is actually get a way so that everyone can come and play. And that includes anyone that's watching here as well. You can come and join our campaign and actually become one of our players. So we're trying to figure out good ways of doing that. We're using a video program called VC to try and connect with people, speaking through Discord so that there's no lag with the voice. But we're still trying to figure out the best way of doing everything. So please bear with us as we try and tease through all of that. All right, so in the last game, we ran across 2 giant porcupines in the forest, which sounds kind of silly at first glance, but I mean it certainly was pretty serious at the time. Either of you want to have anything to say about that? I know you were both there for that.
No, we're ready to move on.
Time to move on.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Wally.
Yeah.
You fought well.
We lost Kalen's class character, Wally, to one of the foul porcupines. So that was our first our first tragedy, our first loss on stream. So if you want to go back and have a look at that, either on YouTube or on the past videos here on the channel, you can always go back and have a look and see the poor murder of Wally. So for now, though, we have a new character, very similar to his last one, named Calum. Do you want to describe Calum so that we have a understanding? Maybe we'll get you both to describe your characters just really briefly, if you could. We'll start with Calum, though.
Well, do you have it? What character sheet's that just went by me?
There it is.
Hold on, I'm waiting for it. Okay, 20-year-old, blonde-haired, blue-eyed, 6 foot, 175 pounds. Not a bad-looking fellow, I guess. He's rocking some charisma, and he's in full splint with a matching helm. Carries a shield and carries a footman's mace as well as a horseman's mace.
Sounds good. How about you, Hildegard? A little something about your character?
What's up, nerds? Hildegard is 6'3", 180 pounds. Just a total beast. One of the strongest people in the world, and ready to fight and win.
I believe that. I don't know if you've seen Hildegard's character sheet there, but she's rocking an 18/97 strength.
Sure is.
So yeah, it's almost as high as you can get. I mean, other than like 100. So she is using a tower shield, and I'm letting her use a halberd in one hand because, well, she's pretty much as strong as some giants in the game. So, I mean, how can I say no to using a halberd in one hand at that point, right? So we're doing that. Also, besides the porcupines, you ran across a politician and a hunting party, and you managed to bring a couple of them back alive. So that was something, right?
Yeah, I guess. He was kind of a dick.
Yeah, he was kind of a dick. But you actually saved him nonetheless, so that was a good proof of your alignment and the fact that you didn't throttle the guy as he was kind of browbeating you after you almost died and all your friends died. So that's a pretty good sign, right?
I'd like to think maybe I can bring that other girl back into our place of safety. He can, I don't know, maybe we can get him around.
There you go. Well, we can talk about that on your between game actions if you want. I still haven't got any between game actions from either of you for the past few weeks, but don't forget that you are welcome to perform actions in between games. Whatever you want to do, just let me know. Give it to me in like a detailed summary, and I'll let you know what happens. Sound good?
Cool.
All right. So, Calum, I just want to give you a little bit of a very brief backstory so we can hop into the game here. You with us?
I'm there.
You dove off screen here.
No, I'm right here. I'm just trying to look up something about the gods.
Oh, okay. So, Calum is a priest of Torm, the warrior god. So what we're doing with Calum here... Alright. I'll wait till you're back.
I'm back. I'm here.
Okay. So, you were tending your church. You were just upkeeping all of the sconces and everything. You weren't the highest ranking member of the Church of Torm where you were. In fact, you were just a young acolyte. And the funny thing was you went to sleep there and you woke up in the church in the Unnamed City, which also happens to be a Church of Torm. except it was completely empty save for a few refugees who were sleeping there. You kind of just walked out of the back room and nobody knew who you were. And you didn't know who all of these people were, and this was definitely a strange church. You weren't used to it, but it somehow still felt like home to you. After some time, you realized what your situation was, and these were all strangers here with you who also didn't know where they were. And you found that you weren't alone in finding yourself in this strange place. There have been several other people showing up all across town and claiming different buildings as their own, claiming homes, and some of them have been helping you to scout the area. Just within like a day's walk around the town. Okay? One of the scouting party came back and they said that they found a weird obelisk in the forest. And it's been the only thing of real note that they've found outside the city walls here, within about a day's ride, or day's walk. Sorry, you guys still don't have horses, so day's walk. And so
Okay.
it's up to you whether you were nominated or whether you nominated yourselves, but being a couple of the strongest members... Whoa! You okay? That was really loud.
Yeah. It's just too bloody hot in here with those headphones.
Gotcha.
Sorry.
Okay. Sounds better. Okay, so, like I said, there was an obelisk, and you were pretty much nominated to go and investigate it yourselves. So, sound good?
Let's rock and roll.
Sounds good.
All right. So, heading out of the south gate of the Unnamed City, beyond are sprawling burbs, ramshackle houses huddled close to the main city walls, as if the buildings themselves were trying to gather together for warmth and protection of the city. While there are no animals, all the belongings seem to have been left, and you found yourself in the city itself, wagons filled with stinking, rotting produce, an abandoned child's straw doll, a walking stick, all just left there. In the absence of their owners, as strange and mysterious as your sudden appearance here in this unknown city, in this unknown land. Beyond the burbs lies the expansive graveyard, like fields of planted dead. As if in mockery to that death, beyond the graves lies fields of unkempt, lush farmland. Fields of corn and wheat lie untended. A flock of large black birds picks at the crops, unmolested, and caws threateningly at you as you happen to come too near. You travel down this road, a large road, once certainly well used and rutted from wagon wheels. A trade route, perhaps. Like the fields, this road seems to have been already succumbing to the ravages of nature, as weeds have begun reclaiming it here and there. If untended, these fields, these roads, perhaps everything here will be reclaimed by nature in time. It's been almost a week since many of you arrived, as if by magic, to this city. New faces have begun to arrive, seeking answers to why they're there, and finding none. Some have begun scouting the immediate area and found that, as far as you can tell, there's nothing to be found except tales of a strange obelisk in the forest. The scouts were too frightened to investigate it, and so it lies with you to find it and see if it may hold more answers. You follow the directions given to you, and for hours you travel beyond the city and the cleared lands that surround it and enter the forests, the Weld, as you called it back in Faerun. Perhaps even more dense, however, and more untouched by civilization. Who knows what lies beyond it? It seems oppressive, however, like a wall of unknown, both beckoning you to test your mettle and enter, or turn back to the safety of the abandoned city. At least the mists have dissipated. And if you don't think about it too much, as you walk through the forest, you could almost feel as if you could be back at home. a ride away from your loved ones and familiar faces. So here are the two of you, walking together, packs laden with some supplies since you're, traveling out, and who knows how long it's going to be until you come back. You've been almost a day, and still no obelisk. You're supposed to have been able to find it by now, but I mean, you're starting to get later on in the day, starting to lose light, and it's almost definite now that even if you turn back, you would be heading back through the forest in the darkness. So what would you like to do?
Well, I don't think we've talked much, have we, this whole trip? I think I've almost forgotten your name. What was it again?
Caleb.
Right.
You're Hildegard, correct?
That's right. This kind of reminds me a bit of back home. The woods feel familiar. They're a little different, but I don't know. You might feel the same.
No, it does feel very much like home. In fact, I thought I was home even back in the church until we stepped outside of and I saw the abandoned city.
Everything's quite strange here. I've been here for a few weeks now. Or what feels like a few days. It's really hard to tell. But everything seems familiar yet so different. I can't put my finger on it, but it's strange for sure. Well, we're supposed to be looking for this obelisk. I've got no idea where it is. We've been looking for a really long time. Do you know how much food we've got?
No. How much do we have?
How many days of food do we have left?
How much do you have on your character sheets?
Nothing.
I've got nothing written on mine either.
Well, you really only have just the food that you've been able to scavenge from the outskirts there. So there hasn't really been anywhere to resupply. You basically just had to grab some old corn on the way, and I suppose you have a couple of cobs of that in your packs, but I mean, you really haven't been hunting or doing anything like that.
So there you go. We've got a couple cobs of corn and a full water skin.
Well, we can either start. We should probably stock up on a bit more food if we want to keep exploring, or we should head back and maybe try to get some more supplies before heading back out again. You can prep.
So we're just kind of standing out in a field right now?
No, you've been traveling through the forest, trying to
Okay.
find this obelisk. I mean, you've got a rudimentary map, but I mean, it's basically just like a piece of animal skin with drawings on it, and, like, keep going until you get to this big oak, and then it's about half a day's walk north of there, and I mean, there's no way of really knowing that. The forest is so dense that you could have been walking in the wrong direction for quite a long time, because the only way you can even tell that the direction is by the sun, and sometimes you can't even see that in the forest. So whoever these scouts were probably were just guessing where they were.
I have the
Okay.
information.
Well, we do need some supplies, or we can push on.
I'm not sure much how long this will last us. Do we see any small animals in the area that we could hunt for?
Well, there's certainly small animals. There's squirrels in the trees and birds and...
All I've really got to hunt with is this javelin. I could perhaps, send it flying out. But it's better than nothing. I do at least have a flint and tinder if we want to start a fire to cook some.
Well, I don't have the ability to hunt myself, and there isn't much food back where we came from anyways.
You are both rather hungry, though, so...
Well, we go back, there's no food anyways, so we might as well just keep moving forward.
As good a plan as any, I guess.
Okay.
We're not gonna die if we're a little bit hungry.
Okay. So you keep pushing forward until you start losing your light. Once you start losing your light in the forest here, it becomes oppressively black because there's just almost all of the moonlight is being filtered out by the very dense canopy as well. And the sounds in the forest... Sorry, go ahead.
Let's get a fire going and make camp.
Yeah, that sounds good. I've got a wood axe. We can... If there's not enough space, we can always fell some trees. So, set up camp for the night, I guess.
We'll get prepped for that. I didn't realize how close it was.
Sure thing. So you find a large enough area to be able to, create a makeshift camp for yourself. You start clearing underbrush. I believe that Calum, you're a carpenter, and Hildegard, you're a forester?
Yep, I got forestry.
Yeah. So you're both pretty handy with wood and stuff. So I would say, Calum, if you want, you could probably make a lean-to pretty easily if you wanted to try that.
I'll work on that while she looks for wood to get a fire going.
Sounds good. Okay. So you clear out the stuff in the area, and Hildegard, you start, stripping bark and getting a fire going. You've mostly collected all of the wood you need to make the lean-to, and you've started on the construction of it. And from somewhere fairly far away, maybe, I don't know, it's hard to tell, like a quarter mile away or so, deeper in the forest, in the darkness, in the middle of the night here, you hear like a loud clack, clack, like stone being cracked against stone. And it's infrequent, but somewhat regular. Every once in a while you hear a clack and then a couple of clacks, a couple minutes later. But it's really far away and it's echoing through the night. It doesn't sound like it's threatening your camp or anything like that. It sounds really far away.
You heard that too, right?
I did.
Well, whatever it is, I have no interest in going out at this time of day to pursue. Maybe when it's light again, we can take a look in whatever direction. How's your lean-to coming along?
How is it coming along?
It's coming along quite well. So you've both decided to just ignore the sounds and just continue with your camp?
Well, let's get a fire. Let's get a fire going, and then we can light some torches off that. I want to check it out.
Okay.
Sounds dangerous.
And you remain unmolested as you continue to make your camp. But it does seem to be continuing. Still infrequently. Sometimes you think that it's stopped altogether, as maybe it's been, say, 10 minutes or so, and then all of a sudden you just hear the clack, clack, clack again from far away, and it just echoes through the night. Now it's pitch black. The sounds of the forest have changed from the happy singing birds to weird screeches and cries far, far away, but always that clack, clack, clack sound. You managed to make your lean-to, and if you want to just roll under your intelligence, Calum.
Uh-oh.
I'll give you a +5. So get under a 15 on a d20. 2. Damn. You've made like a palace.
I just built Rome.
Just built Rome. No, it's fantastic. Definitely, enough room for both of you. And you're both not very small people either. So it's actually quite roomy. And the way that he's built it is actually, it's braced against the wind. So you've got really good shelter against the wind, but it also hugs the fire. So all of the heat is coming right in. And sitting in there, it almost feels like you could be in a snug, warm tavern if it weren't for all of the horrifying noises out in the forest, of course.
I'm gonna unroll my bedroll and just lie on top of it for now.
Sure. So you do that, and so you feel secure in your camp. You're both very, very hungry at this point, especially after a long trek through the forest in full armor. Both of you wearing full armor the whole day is exhausting. But doing that while stepping over logs, and there's no serious trail, so you're basically just blazing your own trail all the way through here.
It's a good thing we're young.
Indeed. All right, so
We've got everything built and ready to go. Let's light some torches and make our way investigate.
I'd like to get little something to eat first. Just to fill our bellies up before we go. I'm sure that clacking isn't gonna end anytime.
Is it slowed down, or is it consistent?
it's not consistent. Sometimes, like I said, it can go 10 minutes or more without any sounds at all. And then sometimes it's farther away, sometimes a little bit closer. It's never really, really close. Like I said, it's not really, doesn't really sound like a threat to your camp, but, you know, sometimes it does get farther away.
Is this the same forest we were in earlier too?
Well, I mean, the forest surrounds your,
Okay.
You think that you are pretty far west, like maybe about 50 miles west of where you probably fought those porcupines. You're nowhere near that, anyway.
Well, thank goodness.
What was that?
Well, thank goodness.
Oh, thank goodness, yes. Yes. So, food, shelter,
Food, and I guess let's
Sleep,
head out. I guess. Well, how tired are we?
exploring. So you're gonna toast up your corn on the fire, I guess?
Jesus, this is taking forever. Let's go check this out.
I just want to get some food in me first. Let's go look at it right after.
Okay. So you throw your corn on the fire, heat it up, eat it, and do you have torches?
I got nothing. Do you have
Caleb?
any torches, Caleb?
No, we could just make something.
Alright. So you make some torches. With your wood crafting. If you've got any oil, they'd be better torches. I don't think either of you have oil though, right?
No.
Nope.
Okay. So these are going to not last you very long, but you grab, say, 3 each, and you hope that it'll probably get you there, but they're going to burn out pretty quick and not be all of that resistant against the wind. Okay?
Thought we were in a dense forest.
You are. But I mean, really, you're just grabbing like a piece of wood that's on fire at this point. Like, how long is that going to last, right? Just holding it without any pitch on it, without it wrapped in like cloth.
Yeah, no, I
or-
get it.
Yeah.
I just thought maybe we could grab some like sap off of a tree or something.
I don't know. Did
I
you
don't
want
think
to?
I'm smart enough to know that.
Well, you are a forester. You can give it a try. You can try rolling underneath your intelligence.
If you teach me how to do it, I can try as well. Let's say that you've taught me how to do it. I'll roll as well.
Sure. Oh, shit! Wow. Well, Hildegard has an intelligence of 7, and she rolled a 4 somehow. So you start trying to find, I don't know, you were saying sap off a tree?
Or something like that, yeah.
Okay.
Just get
We'll
the
say
wood
that you
axe
found...
halfway through.
Say that
Rip
again?
up some old clothes.
Stick an axe a little bit through, get the sap out.
Yeah, there you go. So you find a rare form of tree that has a, I don't know, a semi...
Sappy center.
well, I mean, they all have sappy centers, but I mean, semi-flammable, we'll say. So it can burn, but it will burn slow, and so you coat a couple of torches in this crazy sap that you managed to find, and it'll probably last you twice as long. Okay?
Cool.
All right. So you've got your fancy sap sticks, and you've got one burning each, and you step off the beaten path away from your camp and following these weird sounds. And I mean, every once in a while when you hear them, you kind of change your course a little bit and walk towards that one and continue on until you think that you're getting closer. Did you want to do anything in particular special before you get to the sound that I should know about, or what? To prepare? Yes? No?
Yeah, I think I don't know, maybe get my weapons out, but that would mean putting away the torch.
Okay.
I mean, I'll have my shield out. Do we need both of us using our torches right now, or just one?
Well, I mean, it depends on how prepared you want to be, right? Like, if one of you is just holding the torch, then basically that person's leading and the other person is behind in darkness. So something could theoretically sneak up behind you. If you both have torches, then you can both cover. But you would make more light as well. So, I mean, there's a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. You can kind of judge it for yourself.
I'll just keep the torch out for now.
Yeah,
Keep
both
my
have
shield
torches. Torches and shields.
Okay.
If we
Well,
need
you've
to,
only-
we can set something on fire.
Well, you've only just had to discard your first torches each, so you're on your second of 3. And you're getting close. So...
Hopefully we don't start any forest fires.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It doesn't seem all of that dry, so you're probably okay. And I mean, if it did, you're pretty far away from your town, so screw it. I don't know. It's up to you. You're both, well, lawful. I mean, it's not like you're going to get in trouble, or it's not like it's against the law to start forest fires in a strange land. I mean, if this were the king's land or something, then maybe you might get in trouble and you wouldn't want to do it. But here, there really isn't anything like that. All right. So, you are drawn towards the sound, the clacking, and you come to a clearing in the forest. And the first thing you notice in the clearing is the moonlight illuminates a large gray obelisk, nearly 10 feet tall. At its base, the nearly picked clean skeletons of 2 humans are laying near the base. The first sign that you're not completely alone here. But then the sound of the clacking draws your attention across the clearing. You couldn't see them as well because they are partially obscured by the darkness of the canopy of the trees. But there are 2 huge birds. It's about 7 feet tall, with blade-like beaks covered in dried gore. I mean, possibly from picking at the corpses? Anyway, there are a couple of them. You see, like, fighting on the far side, but there's also a couple just really near to where the obelisk is. And you didn't notice them at first because they're so dark. The feathers, their plumage is really dark as well. And comes up and starts, like, kind of like clacking at the bones, like it's trying to, like, pick the last scraps of meat. It's difficult to see how many there are, but let me just show you what you're looking at here. So it looks sort of like that once you get a chance to look at it.
Ew.
Disgusting.
And like 7 feet tall.
Right.
Ew.
7 feet tall. Exactly. And there's at least 3, 4 of them, maybe?
I'm gonna whisper to Caleb and say, I don't like the look of this.
And the cracking sound seems to be them fighting. You can see as one's like picking at it, another one comes up, and the first one squawks loudly at the second one as it gets near the bones, and then they start fighting by clacking their beaks against each other in some sort of a rivalry fashion. And this seems to be what the sound is. They seem pretty violent. Even the other two on the other side, every once in a while, just kind of lean over and smack their beaks together with a loud clack sound.
Do the corpses that are here, like, do they look like old skeletons or like just fresh skeletons picked clean?
They look, from what you can see, there's a gleam to the bones in the
Yeah.
moonlight, and yeah, like a crimson look to them, so probably recently picked clean.
Do they have packs? And if so, do I see actual torches?
You don't see actual torches, but you do see remnants of clothing and pack, and they've been ripped apart and strewn all over the area. There's stuff there, but you can't really tell what kind of stuff that is.
Okay.
I'm surprised they haven't noticed us yet.
Well, yeah, they're too busy fighting with themselves, and our torches aren't that big.
Can I get a reminder again what we're supposed to be doing at this obelisk?
Well, you were just this is the only other thing other than the city in the area. The scouts saw it, right? They saw an obelisk in the trees, and they thought, well, it must mean something, and so you were told to, go and check it out and see what the significance of it was. And it looks as if you found it.
I'm going to detect magic in front of me.
Okay. Let me just have a look. No magic.
Magic on the ground, no magic from the obelisk.
Nope. No magic.
Alright.
Is there any writing or like symbols on the obelisk, or is it just a big obelisk with nothing?
It does appear to have some sort of writing on it, runes or letters or something. You're not sure what it is, but there is stuff on the obelisk, yes.
Caleb, do you have anything you can write this down with?
Well, I'm sure we could find something with charcoal. But right now, and I'm not taking my eyes off these creatures while I'm talking slowly.
Okay.
Like, I'm not engaging in a calm conversation here. I'm kind of like hesitant to even speak. How quiet can you be?
I mean, we're both wearing pretty heavy armor, but I can be pretty quiet, I guess.
I want to see if in their packs they have anything flammable. And maybe even some better torches.
Can we try to, like, perceive what's there?
Well, you don't really have anything. Like, it's still quite dark. You're only seeing things with moonlight, and it's not like it's a full moon either. So you can just see that there's stuff that's been pulled apart. And, like, there was definitely, like, a bedroll there. And that's been also torn because you can see the feathers kind of, like, strewn about and blowing around the clearing. But really, whatever else is there, you would have to get much, much closer to be able to see it. the obelisk is in the middle of the clearing, and the skeletons are very, very close to the obelisk. And you're still on the outside of the clearing. You're not in the clearing yet at all. You're still hidden in the tree line, in the underbrush there. And I'm assuming you're keeping the torches low and close to the ground.
Yeah, but we're going to need to set something else on fire. These are going to go out.
At the least, we could always come back tomorrow and just make a little.
Yeah, we can do that too.
I don't think I really want to fight these things in the middle of the night.
Yeah, we'll start backing off.
Okay. You start backing off, and as you start backing away, you notice that one of them just seemed to have perked up a little bit, and maybe they caught, like, the wind shifted or something, and they just started hearing you talking, or caught your scent, or something. But you see one of them that was fighting near the middle just kind of, like, perk up, and it starts kind of, like, quirking its head back and forth like this a little bit, and starts kind of just stepping over towards you, just kind of coming over and, like, looking, turning its head one way, then another, because its eyes are on the sides of its head and it can't see past its beak, but it's trying to, like, look where you are, and it's slowly coming over.
I'm going to...
Slowly sliding away.
Yeah, I'm going to put my torch down.
Mm-hmm.
Is the ground kind of dry?
It's not really dry, no, but it's not wet enough that it's going to put out your torch.
Alright. I'm going to put my torch down somewhere where it might catch fire with some, like, bramble or pine needles or something.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll, like, maybe light it up. And I want to see if these things are, like, kind of scared of fire.
Sure.
Or I'm not hanging around, like I'm backing up and pulling out my mace while I do that.
Okay. Your one-handed mace, I take it?
Yeah.
And
I'm gonna keep holding on to my torch, but keeping it low.
okay. And you two are both staying together?
Yeah.
Just moving backwards together slowly.
Sure. For now, just roll underneath your dexterities on a d20. Okay, no problem for you. Mostly I'm just hoping that you don't trip as you're walking away in the darkness, kind of backing away. Okay. I think you're both okay, right? Yeah, Caleb's dex is 8. Ooh, that was close. Alright. You cut that one close. Okay. So you're both kind of backing away. And Caleb's torch has been stuffed kind of near the side of a half-dead bush here, and it's smoldering away and smoking. It hasn't quite caught anything yet, but I mean, if you go back for it and try and, like, ignite it more, then this thing is definitely going to see you. It gets to the edge of the clearing, pretty near to where the fire is, and it just kind of, like, it looks a little put off and kind of, like, walks around it. But it looks distracted by the fire, looking at the fire and not at you. But the thing is, it walked across the clearing fast enough that even though you're about 10-15 feet back, you feel like you're getting close enough to it now that if you kept moving, that it might see you. Or at least hear you. You are both wearing, like, pretty heavy metal armors and big huge shields and metal weapons, and I mean, neither of you are very stealthy.
Alright.
Definitely not stealthy. Can I put this like makeshift torch behind my shield to hide the light from it? And
Yes.
just crouch down behind the shield?
Sure.
Let's just stay still for a second, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you stay still. And this one's kind of like looking at the torch. And you hear a twig snap just off to your right. And you see another one kind of walking. and it walks like maybe 5-6 feet away from you, like right in front of you, walking over to where the other one is. And it just like, you can smell it. You can smell the like decayed flesh off of it as it walks in front of you, and just makes its way over to where the other one is, takes a couple of giant leaps and just cracks into it, knocking it to the side like it wants the torch or something. And both of them start fighting, clacking their beaks against each other and squawking.
Let's get out of here.
All right. Yeah, we'll start backing up and backing up and backing up until we can actually, like, full on get the hell out of there.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. If you both can get under your decks, then I'll let you get away.
All right.
Unseen. No! Amazing. Amazing.
We have, like, the crappy
Incredible
ball.
rules.
Okay. So
This
you
makes
both...
up for the near wipe last time.
I can't believe you both got under that. I mean, I can believe Hildegard did because she's got like an amazing dex, but...
Yeah, Caleb's dex is not his strength, that's for sure.
You've
All right.
got a horseshoe up your ass, buddy. That's all I gotta say.
All right. Let's get back to our little camp and...
Okay. So you back away, and they're fighting, and you can see a couple more of them come over, and they're like clacking with the other two as well, and they're fighting. But you don't stick around here to see. Hildegard's leading you both away, and you're making your way back to your camp. So after a while, the sound of the clacking is thankfully in the distance, but then it stops altogether. When you're about halfway back to your camp, it stops, you think. And you haven't heard it again since.
They might be done for the night. I assume they sleep or something, or go somewhere else during the day, even though it's not quite light yet. But I think the night's starting to get on, so maybe we should get some rest once we get back.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get back, and Dungeons, Dragons, Doggos. Oh my god, that's so cute. Thank you for following. When you get back and you want to rest, did you want to get out of your armor?
Well, yeah, if we want to get a good night's sleep, we're going to have to.
Yeah, I'll get out as well.
Okay.
I guess.
You guess. Well, you're not going to get a very good sleep in plate mail armor, I'll tell you that. What are sleeping arrangements?
I'll be the little spoon.
Ah. That's very cordial of you. So you're both just going to go to sleep?
I think so.
No, somebody should keep watch. Those things are pretty close by.
I will keep my armor on and keep watch.
Okay.
I'm not
Perfect.
gonna get any rest for now. I might as well at least stay well armored.
Okay. So, Calum, you stretch out and you fall asleep very, very quickly. I mean, it's very obviously dangerous here, but at the same time, you are completely exhausted after walking through the woods all day and going through everything you have. So you do manage to fall asleep pretty quickly.
Good.
Even though you're still pretty hungry, having a couple of cobs of corn really didn't do it for you. Hildegard, you're keeping watch. Do you happen to have anything to help you stay alert? Scout, perception-based skills, anything like that?
I just have foresters swimming and boating.
Swimming and boating? I
the most
hate to say
applicable
that
here.
swimming and boating isn't going to help you much right now, but
Just keep myself hydrated with my water skin.
the bird in the background. Oh God, yeah, that this is what they were just fighting their doggos. Anyway, so Hildegard, you are watching here for a while, and let me just give a quick roll for no good reason whatsoever. Don't worry. Okay. You are just kind of tending the fire. You kind of just poking at the fire here, right? And as you're poking at the fire, you hear just like a crack off in the woods, just like a breaking stick. And it didn't sound like it was very far, like 10 feet away, just outside of the clearing of your camp here. I mean, it could be nothing. Branches fall off of trees all the time, stuff like that, you know. Hildegard, you still with me? Oh, can't hear you. What's going on? Lost you, Hildegard. Don't know what's going on. Your sound broke. Need invite back. Oh, I see. Okay. There you go.
Thank you. Sorry, sometimes Discord breaks on me.
Oh, okay. No problem. Welcome back. So did you hear what I was saying or no?
Yeah, I turned my sound up on Twitch so I could hear the part that I...
Okay. So yeah, like I said, there is a sound just off in the forest, about 10 feet away or so, just like a crack, like a breaking twig. Could be something that fell out of a tree. Who knows? Can't hear you.
She's got a little song.
Did you break again there, Raven? Yes. Okay.
Too what?
Alright. There you go.
I'm sorry, I don't know why it keeps breaking on me. If it happens again, I'll restart Discord.
Sure. So I don't think I need to repeat myself again. I think you heard, right?
Yeah, I got that stuff.
Okay. What would you like to do?
I
You're
will-
keeping watch, so.
I guess I'll pick up... Do we have any torches left?
You don't have any left. You used the last torches that you'd made, coming back to camp. But, I mean, there's tons of pieces of wood in the fire. You could just grab a
Right.
piece of wood that's burning if you want.
I'll pick up one of the burning pieces of wood and... How far away does this sound appear to be?
Like I said, about
Close.
10 feet outside of camp.
I'll make my way towards it.
Sure.
Maybe just give Callum a little nudge.
Alright, so you're gonna wake up Callum first?
Just give him a slight wakeful nudge. Not like full wake. Not like fully like kicking him awake, but...
Alright. So, you get a little shove, Callum. Wasn't like a panicked thing or anything, so you don't wake up, like, wondering what the hell's going on. You wake up and you don't really know where you are for a second, and it kind of freaks you out a little bit, but then you realize, oh, I'm waking up in a forest. And it's still night, so you don't really know what the hell's going on. Maybe it's your turn to keep watch?
Well, I'll sit up and take a look around.
And I'm heading out towards the sound.
Okay. So as you're kind of getting up and rubbing your eyes, you see her. She's got her shield up. She's got a piece of wood and she's like stepping outside the clearing, pushing through the underbrush and walking into the forest.
Oh, maybe she's going to the bathroom.
That would probably stand to reason. So what would you like to do then while she's doing that?
I think I'll probably put my head back down and sleep. Well,
Okay.
maybe not. Maybe not. She's probably. I'll try to sit up until she gets back. Like
All
she's.
So you sit up, you go and sit on one of the logs that you guys dragged over and grab some more of your wood and put it on the fire. And Hildegard, as you're walking out there, you get to around the area where you heard the sound, and you're looking around, and as you kind of guessed, it's nothing, right? Until you hear another little click sound to your right, and you look over, and you see one of those birds standing right there, just kind of head really low to the ground. And it's right there, about 3-4 feet away, just staring at you. And then you hear a click, and you turn around, and there's one opposite you. And you see one more stepping out of the woods, almost like they lured you out here.
I'm gonna toss my fake torch
Uh-huh.
towards the one that's farthest away from the camp.
Okay.
I'm gonna yell to Kellum and say, "The birds are back!"
Okay,
And
so you're like,
rush
the
towards
birds
the
are
camp.
back! As you throw the torch, you can roll to try and hit it if you want.
Sure.
Let me just get the AC here. The AC of these is
I have no proficiency on anything thrown.
6.
Straight,
So,
D-
what do you need to hit an AC 6?
I need a 10 to hit an AC 6.
Okay. Oh! Womp womp. You miss it. Alright, so you yell, the birds are back! You throw the torch at it. It kind of like ducks its head to the side. You throw it past it. And with that, they all squawk. Before you even get a chance to reach back and grab your weapon, they converge on you. Okay? Basically, this is all just going to happen as once. They're all going to get an attack on you, and then it's initiative. Okay?
Sure.
Basically, they're going to try and, like, tear you apart before your friend can get here. So, let's see. Your AC, I think, is pretty good, though. It's minus
negative
3.
3.
Minus 3. So with their hit dice, I am almost sure that they're going to need a 20, but I'm going to just double check. Monster attack matrix. So for those of you who are watching, we're playing first edition AD&D from way back in the day. So this is before THACO. So we're using matrices for combat. It's completely antiquated. I don't think that they're fantastic, but there's a lot of nostalgia around this, so we're going to use them anyway. The attack matrix here says that for a 3-hit dice creature attacking a minus 3 AC, it is a 19 or better. So, still not a great chance of getting it.
Come at me, bird scum.
Here we go. Out of the 3, 1 hit.
I guess they got around my shield.
Yeah.
Just slapping the 2 others away.
So one smashes you in the side with its axe beak. You bring up your shield, you take the hit, knock to the side. One of them claws at your back. You get knocked forward, and just as you're getting knocked forward, one comes in with its huge, like, axe-like beak and smashes you right on your collarbone for, let's see, 3 points of damage. All right.
Oh, that's nothing for her.
Well, it's nothing, but it's a start. We'll see. Anyway, so you're keeping track of your damage, right, Raven?
Yeah, I've got 36 health in total, so it's about 10%.
Okay. I will trust you to keep track of your hit points, okay?
Sure. I've got a paper in front of me.
Okay. So, Caleb, you're sitting back at camp. You're kind of poking at the fire, going, wow, she's taking a really long pee break. And you're thinking, well, you know, she's got all that armor on, probably takes a while. And just you're kind of thinking that, you hear, the birds are back! And then, like, a bunch of screeching and, like, clacking sounds and clang as, like, something stone smashes against metal, and something's going on out there. What are you doing?
Oh man, I'm out of my armor too.
Mm-hmm.
And how long is it gonna take to get in my armor?
In terms of melee rounds,
Yeah.
I would say probably at least, I don't know, 5 or 6.
Okay, I'll grab the two-handed hammer.
Okay.
And, oh man. I'm gonna grab my two-handed hammer,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll carry it in my left hand, and I'll take a big flaming log
Okay.
with my right. Well, one that's not, burned all the way. I don't want to burn my hand.
Right.
I'm gonna cast Bless.
Oh, okay. So,
And,
Bless will take your turn.
okay, then I'll cast Bless.
Okay. So you cast Bless on yourself, and then it'll be initiative. So let me just roll. So we got a 5, a 9, and a 5.
Are we rolling our initiative now?
I'm just writing it down here. So Caleb, Raven. Okay, Caleb, what's your initiative? 10.
That's the worst.
It is the worst. We rolled D10 for initiative for first edition. And
I
Raven
got a
gets a 5. So you have tied 2 of the birds.
I also have a +2 to reaction from my 17 dexterity, putting me
Oh.
at 3.
Okay then, so you're a 3. So you've actually got first.
Oh, I'm an internet commentator.
Oh yeah?
First.
First. That's true. Okay,
I'm so sorry.
that's okay. It is your turn first. First. What would you like
Alright.
to do, Hildegard?
Do I already have my halberd out, or would that take me another bit of time to get it back?
It would take a bit of time. You wouldn't be able to draw it and attack. You could draw it and do something else small, fast. You could move. You could pull something else out, ready something else. I don't know.
Sure. Can I continue my sprint back to the camp and get my weapon out at the same?
Yes, absolutely. So you kind of shove at one with the with your shield, pull out your halberd as you're leaping through the underbrush. She bursts back into the clearing. As you can see, at least 3 of these big, huge birds are like right behind her, following her. So at least you won't have to go and find her.
Yeah, there you go. Don't have to touch a fiery log either.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
All right. 2 of them leap. They have 3 attacks per round. two of them happen simultaneously, as they are their claws, and the axe beak is the third. So these two are going to leap through and try and claw at you with their claws. So that's 4 actions that are coming at you right now, Hildegard. And
Bring it
then
on.
the axes come afterwards. So here we go. Of the 4, 1 hit. So that is 1d6 halved. So or 1d3, 1, 2, 3. So 3 damage again. Okay.
Got it.
All right. So as she's running, these things are like clawing out. She's getting knocked around. The other one leaps around and sees Calum, and you can see the intelligence in their eyes. It like kind of sees that there's 2 of them, and it goes and jumps backwards into the forest, and you just see it kind of skirt around off to the left somewhere into the forest, like it's going to flank you or something. That would make it... let me pull up this again. So that would make it that one. Calum, what are you doing?
Well, there's 2 in here, right?
Yeah, there's 2 just chased her into the camp, and there's another one out there. You know, at least there's one.
Okay. Then I will not chase the one into the woods. I'll attack the ones that are attacking her.
All right.
With a 2-handed hammer.
Sure.
I've cast Bless, so I will smite thee.
All right. So you run at it and swing. So it's an AC of 6. What do you need?
Wait for my sheet to come by. Hold on.
I take it you didn't print it out this time.
No. Don't have a printer.
I have mine just in another tab on my screen, but I have
Yeah.
enough screen space to have.
No problem.
Yeah. I'm gonna pull it up in just a second. So.
So it's a 14 normally. And
Right.
then you've got a bless, which gives you +1, right? So you
Right.
need 13 or higher. Sound right?
Okay, that sounds right.
Okay. And a 19 will do it.
Nice hit.
So that's 1d6,
+1 because of your bless, I think, right?
and it's plus 1 because it's a 1d6 plus 1 normally, and then plus 1 because of Bless.
Okay. Nice hit.
I thought
So-
so.
Some big crunchy.
7 damage, is that what you're saying?
8.
8. Oh, right, because your strength. Alright. So you smash it hard, almost breaking its wing as you knock it to the side. It slams to the side, crashes into your lean-to, and kind of ruins your sleeping space, but you did quite a lot of damage to it. That would make it Raven, it's your turn. Oh, wait. No, it's their turn for their axes. Sorry. Because they've got their 3rd attack. And you successfully spin around while you're in here and manage to kind of turtle behind your shield and smash, putting a couple of nice sized dents into your shield, but you're defended. No problem. And now it's your turn. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna slash at the one that's been hit by Calum.
Okay. AC 6. Oh! If I roll a 1 on a d6, that could be very bad for you. Here we go. Nope. So you miss. And it's not that bad. So we'll say you're just unbalanced. So
A little stumble.
yeah, little stumble. They have a +2 to hit you. Okay.
All right.
And that will then make it their turn. So they try clawing at, or one tries to claw at you. Let's just see here. One definitely does. So we'll need a 17.
Yeah.
You're fine. And the other one, let's see. We'll say 1 to 5. It goes for Calum. That's a Calum. It gets up and leaps at Calum. What's your AC, Calum, right now? With no armor on and just your shield. 8?
Wouldn't that be like 10?
No, it'll be 8. Because you've got a shield. Or no, you don't have a shield.
No, I don't have a shield. I'm using a two-handed hammer.
Oh, yeah, you are completely exposed. Okay.
Naked and afraid.
Naked and afraid. Okay, so that would be a 6 that they need. Okay.
Wow.
You got lucky that only one of them hit you. For 1 point of damage.
Woo!
So it pinks you with its claw, drawing a line of blood down your arm, but otherwise you are untouched, so you got really lucky. However, it's kind of winding back with its beak to hammer you one. Okay?
Okay.
That will make it that one, and then that one. Okay. Never mind. It would make it your turn, Calum.
Then I will do... So how many are on us now?
Just the
Just the
2. You don't know where that other one is yet.
Okay.
You've pretty much lost track of it completely because you've both decided to ignore it and fight these. So, unless you were like actively watching it where it was going in the woods,
No.
you just don't know where it is.
Okay, so then the one that I've wounded, I will take another swing at.
Okay.
And that is a D20, right?
Yep. What was it?
Plus...
13, did I say?
Yeah. No.
Missed. Okay. So it's the 2 axes coming down, 1 on each of you. So first of all, we have the one on Raven, or Hildegard, sorry. Natural
No.
20. All right, so in first edition, critical hits work a little bit differently. They happen in increments. So automatically it's going to be doing maximum damage no matter what they roll here. Between a 2 and a 19, it'll do double damage. On a 20, it does triple. Okay? And there's a bunch of extra things that can happen depending on how bad they roll. So here we go. A 5 just means it's double damage. So, like I said. So 4, so 8 damage. Crack.
22.
Sends her stumbling. Could be worse, right?
Could be much worse.
That could have been up to a 16 damage, I think, right? So,
Yeah, I think so.
yeah. All right. And coming at Calum.
Oh no.
What? Shit. This could be bad for Calum.
Yep, could be.
All right. Here's the crit. 5. Wow, that was exactly the same as last time. All right.
It's rigged.
It's rigged. That's it. Totally rigged. Okay, here's your damage coming. Oh. Rigged for you, you mean? So normally it would do 2 damage, you take 4.
Well, that's enough to hurt me, because the other one, I 5 damage, I'm down to 14.
Yeah? Well, you know what? Torm must be smiling down on you. The god of battle, looking down on his disciple right now.
His naked disciple.
His naked disciple. You must continue, my son.
I've tossed the safety of armor away.
Yes. Forsaken the armor. Okay. And so that was that, and that would make it Raven's turn.
Can I make another swing at that same one?
Okay.
In return for a slap.
What did you
think
need? I
that's
can't
exactly
remember.
it. I need a 10 to hit at AC.
At AC 6, you need a 10?
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, then you hit.
Are these are large or regular creatures?
They are large size creatures, 7 feet tall.
All right, so that's 2d6 plus 5 then, right?
Sounds like it. Damn, you're strong. Okay. Shit.
Get murdered.
God damn. Okay.
Wow.
So she just brings the halberd up in the air and straight down, like full on cutting this thing almost in half, right through its spine. It manages like a strangled sounding screech as it just crumples, its head pretty much smacking against its back as it hits the ground. It is very, very dead.
Ew.
That's for earlier.
Alright, let me just mark that on here. That's dead. Okay. And that would be the surviving one's turn. It tries to attack you. You are no longer unbalanced, so it's attacking you with the normal as your -3.
Sounds good.
And you defend. And the trees erupt as the one that was lurking around leaps through the trees, aided by its wings, and flies in an ambush to hit Hildegard with +5.
Clearly,
Because you
that's
had
wrong.
no idea that it was coming, did not expect it. It just leaps through the trees and smashes into you. So it would.
Ah!
It needs a 14. So hits you twice. So that's a 1 damage and a 3. So 4 in total. How you doing for hit points there, Hildegard?
I'm at 18, so I'm halfway.
Well, for not being a threat, they're kind of a threat, huh?
Yeah. They just got really lucky rolls too.
That's fair. That would actually make it, I believe that's Caleb's turn, correct?
The one that died, is that the one that I had already damaged?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll take a swing at the other one that's been standing there.
Okay. Missed.
Oh,
2 axe beaks coming at Hildegard, 1 normal, and then 1 with the +5.
Again? Seriously?
Shit! It's critical. Critical time, baby. All right.
Jesus.
Here we go. A 10. 10 is double damage with no extra effects. So, got lucky again. So, let's see. 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 14 damage this time.
Oh. That's not
I'm down to
good.
4 health. I might need a bit of healing.
So, yeah, you see the one that leapt out, clawed into her, knocked her down to the ground, just smashed her. You see it like dent in her armor, and you see blood like spit out through her face guard. She is not doing very well right now.
Wow.
All right. That would make it your turn, Raven.
Hildegard.
Or Hildegard.
Do
Sorry.
something about this.
I'm going to slash at the one that's on me and try to just get closer to the fire. I don't.
All right, good luck.
Embrace the suck.
Yay.
It's a hit.
So 12 damage total.
12 damage total? Okay, so you smash it you knock it off of you and just kind of lean over and just smash it on the ground. You cut into its chest wide enough that you crack 2 of its ribs and split open its chest. It's bleeding, it falls over, it's like kicking at the air. It's not really in fighting shape anymore. And it's screeching loudly. The other one that's there looks afraid. Because now, in very short period of time, it thought that it had the upper hand, leaping through the trees at you and knocked you on the ground, but you just took out one that was completely healed and basically killed it in one hit. At least knocked it prone.
Incredible.
It takes a couple steps back, and it's leaping for the trees. It's struggling with the underbrush and trying to get in there. So you might get a parting swipe at it if you try this round, but otherwise, if it gets a chance, it's gone. It looks like it's trying to get away. Caleb, it's your turn.
Kill it.
All right, so you run after it and just swing at it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It might go and let its friends know.
That's a hit.
So 6.
Damn, good hit. Okay, you knock it off balance. It stumbles into the trees. Where's its move? Oh fuck, its move is really its move is really high. It struggles up to its feet and just starts bolting through the trees. Hildegard, it's your turn. You can still see it, but it's going to be gone in the darkness in just a second. There's no way you could catch it, like just on foot though.
Can she throw her halberd?
I will definitely not throw that.
Okay.
Can I please pick up a piece of flaming wood and just chuck it at it?
Yeah.
I will yell an expletive and throw it.
Okay. You got to yell the expletive then. So what do you
Fuck
yell?
off.
Fuck off. All right, so you drop the halberd,
Don't come back.
pick up the
Don't come
log,
back.
and you whip it through the trees. Okay? Now, it only does 1 to 2 points of damage, so roll a d4. So that's 1 point of damage plus your strength bonus, which was what?
Okay.
6 damage?
5.
Okay. You whip it. It sails through the air, trailing sparks behind it, smacks it in the back of the head. As
How
it hits
crunchy
the
is
back
the
of
head?
the thing's head, it squawks loudly, stumbles, smashes against a tree, and you can see it fall over. It's like flopping around. It looks like it's trying to get up, but it's stunned. You stunned it.
Kill it.
Are you guys like running through the underbrush trying to get to it?
Yeah, put it out of its misery.
It would be you up next, I think.
All right. You guys rush out. It's just getting to its feet as you get up to it, and you both like fall on it and just like and just keep smacking it until it doesn't move anymore. And that's all there was for the birds. And the one that you chopped into in the camp there, it stopped moving as it bled out. It's dead.
Hopefully nothing else comes this way now that it's made all that noise.
Well, you can see that your campfire is like spread across your camp. There's embers burning all over the place. Your lean-to is smashed. The whole place is like trashed as you guys were just fighting in your camp here, but you triumphed, so that's something, right?
As sloppy as it was. It's
I
still
guess we can make food from their dead bodies now.
Yeah, it's just
Massive
like a big chicken.
drumsticks, like this big.
Like what? Like we're back in the
You're like-
Flintstones?
Like Fred Flintstone. Like, how?
All right, before we do anything else, come over here and sit down.
All right. Yeah, I'm not feeling so great.
Okay.
I'm over and gonna sit down with Kelly.
All right. So she comes and sits down. What do you do?
First, I'm going to try to heal her.
Oh, with your healing skill?
Yeah.
How much does that do again? I can't remember.
Yeah, you're going to have to pull up healing. Is it the same as that one thing you sent us a while back?
Yeah.
Here, just hold me a second. Give me a second, I'll pull it up.
It appears to be 1d8
For the heal skill?
for cure light wounds.
Oh,
I don't
no,
know.
no. He's
I
just
I
talking
can't
about the
see.
skill.
Oh, I don't know what heal skill does.
Just give me a second. Let me get it.
Yeah,
I'm
cure light
almost there.
wounds is 1d8.
Healing. All right. You can restore 1 to 3 hit points that were lost from previous round. And it can only be one attempt on a person per day.
Sure.
And
so-
because I've tended to them, they heal naturally of 1 per day. Or hold on a second. That character can recover lost hit points of 1 per day while traveling or engaging in non-strenuous activity. And if you get complete rest, it's actually 2 per day.
Okay, so above what you normally heal, you get an extra 1. Okay. So,
Yeah, so
1 to 3. So it's the same as I was doing with the d6. So 1, 2, 3 is 1, 2, 3, but 4, 5, 6 is 1, 2, 3. So you get 2 health back from his ministrations.
Thank you.
hold on a second. It's a wisdom ability. I don't know if I get a wisdom bonus attached to that.
Your wisdom is like 18.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. We have to ask our DM.
What do you mean? Like a bonus to the amount healed?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to do heal on myself.
Okay. So 3 points back to you.
Okay, great. And then I will cast Cure Light Wounds on her.
Sure. That's a d8. So you hold your holy symbol, call out to Torm.
And do I get a wisdom bonus to this?
No, the bonus for that is only for actual divine strike, like plus to hits and stuff like that.
There you go.
All right, and
Thank
7
you.
more. Yeah.
Okay. So we need to rest,
Okay.
fix the camp a little bit.
All right. So you guys butcher up some of the meat, and
The
you.
person who's staying awake, cook it while the other person sleeps.
Okay.
You want to switch to the watch now?
Well, I didn't get to sleep really.
How much
Definitely.
sleep did we
You
really
did
get?
sleep for
How much
several
time was it?
hours, just not a whole night.
Well, but I'll need to sleep in order to be able to heal you some more.
That's fair. I have been up pretty late, but I don't mind just tending to the flames, cleaning things up a little, making this.
All right.
So I will clean up the camp a little bit while Callum sleeps.
Okay.
Cook the food, eat, and then I guess I'll wake him up once I'm done eating, and he'll have cooked.
And then she can get some rest.
That sounds good. Okay, so you guys go ahead and do that, and you're going to switch shifts and get your full rest in, I assume, before you try and go anywhere else?
Yeah.
Okay. So why don't we,
You'll-
I was going to schedule our break here for 1:30. It's 1:40 now. So why don't we go ahead and take a break now, and we'll come back in 15 minutes?
Sounds
Sure.
great.
All right, sounds good. So thanks
Got
everyone
5.
for watching so far. We will be back in 15 minutes, and we'll see what this obelisk is all about. So see you very, very soon.
being heard.
All
on
right.
screen.
Here we are. And thank you very much for sticking around. Hopefully you all stuck around. And we're getting back to the game. So we just had a brutal fight with some axe-beaked giant 7-foot-tall birds. And the mighty Calum and Hildegard fought them, one in his underwear. And they came out victorious nonetheless, so it all worked out. And they both got a good rest. Since they are both level 3, everybody rests and gets the equal amount of hit points to their level. So both Hildegard and Calum get 3 hit points back. Hildegard and Calum both also get an additional hit point because they were tended their wounds by Calum. So that's 4 in total just for resting. Since you were unmolested and you rested into the morning, you also get your full complement of spells back, Calum.
Excellent. At what point do I change my spells?
You would pray before you go to bed
Oh,
and
okay.
choose. If you want to do that, then go ahead and just let me know what you would
Okay.
prefer to have rested for last night. So, did you want to make a change to your spell list?
Yeah, I'm gonna. This Hildegard here is gonna suck up a lot of my cure light wounds, and it's in my interest to keep her that way. So I'm gonna swap out. I'll swap out my detect magic
Mm-hmm.
for another cure light wounds.
Sure. Okay, so now you have 2 cure light wounds. No problem.
Yep.
I am fine with that.
For now. So
All right.
I'm at full health. How are you doing?
I'm still about half. I'm at 17 of 36.
Jeez. All right, I'll give her another one.
All right. Give it a roll. All right, so that's a 3.
I'll give her another one.
Okay. And an 8. Nice. So 11 in
Actually,
total.
pretty close to top. So
You're at
I'm
28
28
now.
now.
And I have, I'm not going to be able to help you with that again until tomorrow. So just be mindful of that, okay?
We'll do our best.
I'll probably be able to stop the bleeding unless you lose a limb, but let's hope it doesn't go that far.
I mean, if we're not in any rush, we can always just take another day to rest at this camp.
Well, let's check out this obelisk and go from there. We know where this camp is, and I really don't want to be sleeping around these dead birds. They're going to start to stink soon.
Well,
That's
you,
fair.
sorry, go ahead.
I do have a backpack, so I don't think I can really roll up any extra food and keep it with us. It's just going to be rotting meat sitting in a backpack.
Yeah, but if you cook it,
Yeah, that's true. Well, let's cook some meat, take it with us. We got a bit more provisions along.
Okay,
All
so
right.
you cook up some of the bird, and it is delicious.
wow, impressive.
You know, for how mean they were, they do make a nice meat. One day,
Fair enough.
that dragon. Oh, I don't even know if you know about that dragon. Did I tell you about that?
No, what's up with the dragon?
Our first day here, there was this little dwarf, I think it was, who scurried up a tower up the tower of the church where we decided to sleep later in the day, and pulled a bell. Dragon came by, didn't touch the church, so we figured the church was safe, but a little terrifying on our first day here.
Interesting. Very interesting. Mortifying at the same time.
I'm sure it'll make a great meal one day.
Okay. Well,
All right, let's head out.
All right. so you're heading back to where the obelisk was.
Yeah.
When you get there, there are no birds there. So,
Good.
I wonder where that fourth one went.
I don't know.
No idea.
do you really want to know?
No.
That's what
I'm
Michael-
sure it would die in a second with the two of us, though.
Probably, yeah. It's gone back to its bird village to get all of its bird citizens after you, I'm sure. Murderers! No, just kidding. Anyway, you come to the clearing, and you still see the picked over bones of whoever poor souls got there before you did and didn't do quite so well against the birds. You see all their belongings strewn about all over the forest floor, and yeah, the silent, gray, dusty obelisk in the middle of the clearing there, seeming very ominous, but not really doing anything.
Well, it wasn't magical. I'm gonna take a look around at the contents of the backpacks of the recently departed and see if there's anything we can make use of.
Yeah. So there are bedrolls and wineskins and papers covered in mud and torn to ribbons. Mostly it looks like they were not adventurers like you. Probably from what you can tell, they were wearing, looks like robes, maybe?
Okay.
Did you want to look at the bodies a little closer, or did you want
Yeah.
to try? Okay.
Yeah,
So
as
you
I
do
get
that, and you
closer,
can-
I'll say
can-
a prayer to a Torn.
Both of them are wearing amulets of Torm.
Oh, really? Uh-oh.
Really?
Oh dear. Well, rest now, brothers. You have been avenged. And, we're not going anywhere anytime soon. Is there a meadow or a creek or something nearby?
I'm sure there is. Whatever you
Yeah.
need, I'm sure there's anything like that around here if you look hard enough.
Yeah. We'll put these souls to rest.
Okay,
Sure.
great. All right, so you dig a couple of graves in the clearing or outside of the clearing somewhere, just in
Outside
the
the
forest.
clearing.
Okay. So you go and find like a nice place near a creek and dig a couple of lonely graves and you bury them. It takes most of the morning because, well, you don't really have any shovels, right? So
Yep.
you kind of do your best with the tools you have and dig some fairly shallow graves. But to be honest, there really isn't a lot left of them. So you
Yeah,
don't really need to
exactly.
dig too deep.
Yeah.
You take some of the rocks from the creek bed and make a little cairn for them.
Yep.
And in the same proper way that you would bury any follower of Torm, you have to create a sword-shaped headstone. So, and although it looks kind of like a cross, it is actually supposed to be a hilt of a sword. So you put two cross-shaped markers with, I would assume, some string and some sticks or something.
Yep. Yeah, we'll figure something out. If I have to use vines, I'll use vines.
Sure. Okay. So you do that. Hang their medallions on the headstone. Sound good?
Yep.
Okay. So you do that and you
Say a prayer.
Okay. What do you say to Torm? I'd like to hear it.
I'll say, oh, great and wise Torm. Please grant these souls passage into your kingdom. I'm sure they fought bravely and honored you, and may your blessings fall upon us, and make sure that the same fate doesn't happen to us just yet, as we seek to carry on our adventures and share your greatness with more people we come to, blah blah blah, things like that.
Excellent.
And say something more. Please honor these lost souls, and something along those lines. I'll recite a couple of maybe passages equivalent to like a Psalm 23 or something like that, whatever Torm would have.
Sure.
Oh, yea, though I walk through the valley, blah blah blah.
Except more D&D like.
Exactly. Yeah. Just so you understand what I'm trying to say, and.
Of course. And so you say a little something for them, and you feel that you've done right by their memory.
And with that, then we'll make our way back up to the obelisk.
Okay. What would you like to do when you get there?
So there was nothing of any particular value. You said there was some parchment, but nothing's legible.
Well, I said it's torn to ribbons. I didn't say it wasn't legible.
Okay. Does it look, if I put some of it together, I can make it legible, or?
You can try.
Okay.
What do you want to do while he's doing that, Hildegard?
I mean, I was thinking of, when he was burying them, I was going to stand by to give some respect to the dead. And now that we're back at the clearing, just help look through like the belongings that were kind of strewn about over the place, see if we can find anything useful. Wally looks like he's tending to the paper, so I'll see if I can, maybe there's something stuck in a small pouch or something.
Sure. A lot of it looks like it's been ripped apart. You can see there's some cheesecloth there. There probably was some food in their packs at some point, but probably their packs were torn apart because of the food that was in there. Like I said, there's a couple of wineskins, the papers, bedrolls. Not really anything else. Nearby you find one of their daggers, if you want that. You don't find any other weapons, though.
I can stash it, probably.
Sure.
Shield, a giant tower shield and a dagger isn't the most elegant combo, I think.
Probably not. You could always throw it instead of a burning piece of wood.
Yeah, that works. I also still have my javelin.
True.
You don't want to be picking meat out of your teeth with a halberd either.
Not really. Plus, we can use it to fillet some fish or something at some point.
So,
although the fish around here isn't very good.
That's true. So, Caleb, you can't really put a lot together. A lot of it's so destroyed and muddy and everything. The only bit that you actually get out of any of this, it says, "And she was right. It was here just like she said she saw in the dream. He must be watching us." And that was it. That's all you can really get. Just those lines. "And she was right. It was here just like she said she saw in the dream. He must be watching us."
Okay. Well,
I'll post it in Twitch exactly what it says here, and if you wanted to have it verbatim. There you go. But anyway, yeah, that's all you really get out of it.
I'm going to take a closer look at this obelisk.
Sure. Yeah, it looks like there are... looks like runes or something on it. But it's covered in like old cobwebs and dusty and stuff like that.
Do you think they tried to touch it? Can we see any handprints across all the dust?
No.
Did we find any
I mean, you don't
charcoal.
see any handprints, but it's possible they could have touched it. I mean, there are places that aren't covered in cobwebs.
Okay. Did we find anything to like write with amongst all their belongings?
Not stuff to write with. If there was like anything, then it was smashed or dumped out or something.
You can't just eat charcoal. I'm sure they would try though.
Well, even if there was a piece of charcoal, it might be lost in the grass here somewhere. Who knows? It's strewn over a very large area. If there was pieces of chalk or charcoal or even like bigger things, you might have lost it.
I was thinking maybe we could write some of this stuff down so we can talk about it when we're back. I don't know what you want to do.
None of it's legible to us, though, right?
Not that you can see, no. But I mean, parts of it are obscured.
As in, like, something sort of covering it?
Yeah, cobwebs, like I said.
Oh, I'll start brushing away cobwebs.
As your hand touches the obelisk, it starts glowing.
Mm-hmm.
The whole clearing starts to become filled with warm, white light. Upon the obelisk, you see the symbol of Torm, a white, glowing sword, glows through all of the murky gray of it. You can see that all of the gray exterior starts flaking away, even as you like remove your hand. The runes that were there were only parts of letters, and you can see the rest of it starting to appear on the obelisk. And by the time the whole obelisk is glowing white, you can see written in black letters, it says, "Truth and loyalty above all, remember. Though you may be lost, you always have a choice."
And I don't usually dive down into it, it's heavy. But it's great.
What the heck is that? That's what it says there in Twitch chat. You feel safe. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Both of you feel very, very safe in the clearing here right now. Like somebody's watching over you.
I try to look up and see if I can see the feeling.
See what? Sorry.
I try to look up to see if I can see anything. I feel like I'm being watched.
Oh, yeah, you look up. You don't see anybody looking at you. Nobody peeking at you from the clouds.
It's strange, but I do feel safe here.
You just have to let Torm into your heart.
I've heard a lot of different religious talk back in where I come from. Never paid too much attention to it. Maybe I should.
Well, if he's bringing you this much comfort, he is the god of war. You seem to wield your weapons very well.
Perhaps you might have another follower in the future. I'll think about it.
Oh.
Alright. Nothing else happens. That seems to... Yet the glow dies away. The obelisk remains white, but it's no longer glowing. But the words remain.
I'm going to clean up all around the obelisk
Okay.
and make it tidy.
Sure.
And, under my breath, I'll just kind of bow my head and I'll hold my hammer kind of like I'm in prayer, and I'll just say, another prayer to Torm, and then I'll turn to my companion. Well, we found our obelisk.
We sure did.
Unfortunately, not in time to save the other disciples, but we found our obelisk.
I nod my head solemnly. Well,
So, where do you go
I'm not
from
sure what much else there is to do from here.
Sorry. I was just going to ask you, where did you want to go from here? Did you want to head back to town to bring this information? Or did you want to push in deeper and look farther? Or what would you guys like to do?
It seemed, maybe we should head back. I think we should let people know what we've found so far. Those scouts, they had pretty good information, I guess. We should probably head back, let them know.
No one works with the police station.
Reconvene. As much home as that church really is. Guess it's our new home now.
Very well. Do you want to go directly back, or do you want to maybe kind of fan around and head back, see if we can find anything else on the way? We do have some rations.
Yeah, that makes sense. We can take our time.
See more of what's in the area.
I have no objections to that. We can take a bit more of a roundabout path on the way back instead of a direct route back to the
Well, if we're going to do that, I recommend leaving at first dawn. Let's get some more rest. We are in the comfort of this beautiful obelisk and under the eye of Torm. Let's make camp, and then tomorrow at dawn's first light, we can make our way back to town.
Sounds good. So let's we're gonna get out wood axe. I'll get out my wood axe. We'll use our forestry skills. Make
Carpentry
ourselves a new
skills.
camp set up for them.
Yeah.
Sure.
Try
So
to
you-
make this one a little bit nicer. Sorry to interrupt.
Yep, go ahead.
For anybody who decides they want to come and visit Torm, I'm thinking, and we have lots of time now.
Mhm.
There'll be a nice encampment to stay at. We're not going to build it right in the circle, but just off to the side of it,
Sure.
and build a nice, like, solid fire pit. A nice solid lean-to that can withstand the elements.
That sounds good. Okay, so you grab some stones from the nearby creek, and you line your fire pit with those, and build it up nice and big, and get a good fire going. You create a decent lean-to, and take your time, and kind of into the early night you're building it, and you feel quite accomplished. Even though you can hear sounds, the strange screeches of the forest, they sound really far away tonight, and you feel very, very safe still, even into the night in this area. And strangely, even at night, the obelisk gives off a very faint glow. You rest easy. You get all of your spells back. You wake up, both of you, fully healed.
Awesome.
Stuff.
But you also wake up to overcast skies. And it's getting darker and darker by the second, and rain is starting to fall.
Then maybe we should just stay another day.
You still got a decent amount of food. I don't mind sticking around. It is pretty safe here, but
When I change her bandages,
Mm-hmm.
I'll say, this has healed beyond normal. Say, this is the grace of Torm. He's healed you entirely. He does see greatness in you. And then at this point, I'll kind of look up at the skies and say, I recommend we stay another day.
Okay. By noon, the sky is pitch black. Lightning is crashing. There's a screaming of wind. You can hear the sound of trees felling in the forest. As the wind is so strong, it's ripping out trees and knocking them down. It would probably have been very, very dangerous for you to have been traveling in it, for example. If you happen to have left. But you stayed, which seems to have been the wiser choice, both because you're in a clearing, and because for some strange reason none of the trees surrounding the clearing are affected, and none of the falling trees out in the forest fall into the clearing. You are safe here, it seems, as you thought. The storm, the hurricane, the thunder, the lightning continues on into the night, but by the next morning, everything seems to have passed. The air is very crisp and fresh, as it is after a thunderstorm like that. Very clean. And checking the nearby forest, you can see that there was extreme devastation. There are trees fallen all over the place. It looks like it would have been just chaotic to travel in that.
I'm glad we stayed back. It's a beautiful morning, though, isn't it? Even though amongst all this destruction.
It sure is.
You sure that Torm was the one protecting us?
I don't have a doubt.
If that's true, then Torm truly is wonderful.
Indeed.
So, I assume you pack up your camp and start heading back now?
After my morning prayers at the Obelisk.
Excellent. You have your morning prayers. You feel blessed.
I will stand by and watch as Caleb does his prayers.
Okay.
Not wishing to intervene, but not participate.
Caleb, you are effectively blessed for the rest of this day. As if the spell.
Excellent.
Okay. And you take the roundabout way, you were saying, to head back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. Just after lunch, you had stopped and ate the last of your giant bird. I keep saying that because you guys don't really know what they're called, but I'm sure you can probably guess. Anyway.
It's a giant bird.
Giant bird, yes. Giant tasty bird. That's probably a good name for it, right?
Dinner.
As you're heading back, you hear a loud roar from somewhere off in the forest. Did you want to investigate? It didn't sound like a dragon type of roar. It sounded like I don't know, like a giant bear or something?
I'll look to Hildegard and I'll say, well, this obelisk, or that obelisk has purpose, and it would not be fair to any travelers if we were to send them to this obelisk to have to fear creatures. Maybe we should at least investigate to see if it's something that we need to either scare away or fell.
I'll say that I'll respond and say, I think that's a good idea. I would also like to try to get back sooner so we can let people know that the obelisk is indeed there, and it does seem to be a symbol of Torm.
Yeah.
But
I agree with you 100%. I would also like to form a direct path to it at our earliest opportunity so people can make a daily pilgrimage. But like I said, I don't want anything attacking them on the path. If I can do something about it, I'll need that.
You think you can hear yelling, like people, coming from the same direction as that roar.
And
Well, in
I'll
that
say
case,
that's our duty.
I think we should definitely do what we can to help them.
Let's do it.
Okay. So you travel through the forest, heading towards these sounds, and when you get there, you find yourself in an area at the bottom of a hill, of a forested hill, and you can see that there is a large cave of some sort, and it looks like it's been fortified, but hastily perhaps, and it's all filled with bracken and outward-facing, like sharpened sticks. And there is a giant bear, largest bear you've ever seen, easily twice as big as a grizzly bear, and it's hacking away with its huge claws, ripping apart all of this. You can hear people screaming inside. There's people like stabbing out, looks to be like spears or something from inside, like trying to like scare away this bear, but it doesn't look like it's budging. It looks like it's going to get in at them pretty soon.
Hildegard, on your lead. But before you go, I'll put my hand on her shoulder. I'll reach up. Sorry. Put my hand on her shoulder. And I'll say, go into this battle with the blessing of Torm. I have already been blessed. Please enjoy it with me. And let's go and save these people. And I will actively bless her.
Excellent. Okay. Let me just look this up just to be sure exactly what first edition bless does.
Bless. Explanation. Upon uttering the bless.
Spell, blah blah blah. The caster raises morale of friendly creatures by +1. Furthermore, it raises their to-hit rolls by +1. However, affect those not already engaged in melee combat. Spell can be reversed by a cleric. Oh, so it doesn't do anything for damage. It's just plus to hit, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. So you are both now blessed.
Yep.
All right.
So you're gonna get a +1 to hit.
Sweet, thanks.
All right. So how are you going to do this? The giant bear doesn't seem to have noticed either one of you yet.
There's only really one wise way about this, and that would be to stay behind the Hildegard.
If we approach it, well, I guess it's not an if. We are going to approach it, but we can both try to hit it at the same time before it notices us. If it seems to be pretty occupied by these people inside the cave.
Yeah, I'll have my shield put away, and I'll just have my two-handed hammer out, so I can kind of like swing around Hildegard.
Just looking up.
We'll
this
approach
bear.
together with my shield out front, and my halberd held at the side. Well, in my hand though.
Bear to 18 or better. Okay. Sorry, could you repeat that, please, Hildegard?
We're going to head out with my shield out the most, and I guess the halberd held beside it.
Okay. Just
Nothing
kind of
too
like
special,
that
just
type of
with
thing.
Wally behind me, so he can reach around the opposite side.
Sure.
Caleb. Or Caleb.
Sorry, Caleb. I had a brain fart today.
It's okay. So you do that, and Caleb, you're just following behind her.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you get close, when you get about, say, 15, 20 feet away, you can see that there's several faces inside the cave behind all the bracken. Like maybe a half dozen of them or so, and you see one of them point out. They're like, "Oh my God, help us! Help us!" As soon as they do that, the bear just kind of like turns its head, kind of notices you and then just roars at you, but it doesn't actually charge or anything quite yet. It's watching you now, though. Are you going to keep approaching?
Yes.
I'm gonna call to them and ask them how safe they feel in there.
You can see that the makeshift barricade they've made is like almost completely gone. They're like, oh my god, they're gonna die! We're gonna die! Oh my god, please help us!
Tactically, our best bet is it's probably like the bear's cave that they barricaded themselves inside.
You're probably right. He just wants to go home.
Do we have any extra food?
No,
Extra
we ran
food?
out.
No,
Remember,
you-
we ate the last of it.
Yeah.
Throw it towards
I just
the bear.
said that. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
All right. Can I see like a rock on the ground?
Sure.
Since we're a fair distance away, I kind of want to get this thing ramped up. I'll throw a rock at it.
Okay, so you just huck the rock. Very unlikely you're going to hit it from here, but if you get like an 18 or higher, then you'll get close enough that it might bounce against it. Okay, so it lands near it. Enough to
Very
piss
near.
it
I
off
have
anyway.
+1.
I said an 18. You still wouldn't have got it.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Oh, wait 1 second.
Uh-huh. What?
Oh, we just passed that on my sheet. Oh, it's a +1 to damage, not a never mind. Or a strike.
Yeah, you don't get a. You not high enough to get a bonus to hit.
Whatever.
Sure. Okay, so you do that, and it roars. It starts, like, trundling towards you. Like, it's not actually, like, looks like it's all of that. It's all that aggressive yet, but it's starting to kind of walk towards you as if it's testing. What are you
Good.
doing? Standing your ground, I assume?
Hildegard, she's talking to you.
I'm going to, how, like, are they able to escape from their own barricades, or are they just completely stuck in?
Well,
I guess it's hard to tell.
if they ever could, it's been mostly collapsed all over the place and wrecked, so they'd probably have to clear it at this point.
Can I yell at them to, like, just... I mean, it's approaching us, so maybe they could run out around the side of it and get behind it.
Okay, so you yell that.
So yeah, I want to yell at them and tell them to just go around the side and get behind it.
Okay. Go around the side, get behind it. Is that what you yell?
Basically, yeah.
Okay. So you yell that, and they're like, oh my god, kill it, help us. And when it gets to about 10 feet away or so, it stands up on its back legs and just like holds out its paws and roars at you. The thing is standing probably about 10 feet high, maybe 12. It's huge. And it is terrifying.
I think we should... I'm going to say this to Caleb. I think we should try to just back up and get them out of here. And discretion might be the better part for...
Yeah.
So you're not
This
going to
thing
attack?
looks way too tough for us. I think we should just try to do our best to back up and escort these people out of here. I'm worried we might be out of our range, in above our head.
Okay. So is that what you're doing? You're backing up?
If we start letting off, the bear might just turn back to the people.
Have the people made any progress towards getting around its side?
It looks like they're shifting some of it.
We need to draw its attention further. We can't take a chance. We'll just keep trying to lure it back. I'll try to find another stone to throw at it and just try to keep backing up.
Okay.
I can pass you that dagger.
Oh, you're probably better throwing that dagger than me.
That's true.
Are you throwing the rock then?
Yeah, I'll throw the rock.
Okay, you throw the rock, it goes thunk against it. It doesn't look like it really phased it much. I mean,
No, it's just to basically keep it looking at us.
yeah. So you do that, and it falls back down on its front paws. When it hits the ground, the whole ground shakes. You can feel yourself go, ugh, type of thing from...
Oh, God, yeah.
The thing weighs probably a good ton or two. And it just starts, like, stomping towards you, just pawing across the ground, roaring at you as you're backing away. It doesn't look like it's going to attack, though. However, you hear a crashing sound as they manage to push the rest of the barricade out of the way, and they start scurrying out of there, except when they scurry out, you can see that they've got their arms full. Looks like they've got, like, bolts of cloth and, like, I don't know, a chest or something. Like, they're definitely overladen with a whole bunch of stuff, and there's probably a good 4 or 5 of them running. Well, waddling, really, because they're overburdened with all this stuff. The bear seems to hear all of the crashing and them trying to get out, and it roars and it starts turning around to run. What are you two doing?
I'll lynch the bear.
You're gonna run up and try and hit it?
How far is it?
It's probably still about 10, maybe 15 feet at the most. I mean, you could definitely charge and hit it if you wanted to.
Okay, I'll just put my hand on Hildegard and push her forward. Let's go! Now's our chance!
As it's facing away from us,
Yes?
That's right.
behind it,
Surprise attack. Let's go.
we'll surprise it from behind as it's now distracted.
Okay.
Our plan worked. Go!
Alright.
We were still able to surprise it. Yeah.
So you rush up. I'll give you, I'll say it's an AC 8 right now if you wanted to try and hit it.
Nice.
All right. So an AC 8 with the +1 from being blessed is a 7 for me.
Okay. That's a hit. Roll your damage.
11.
Okay.
With AC at 8 is a 12. I need an 11. Oh.
You're too excited, man.
Okay. So you guys both run up. I'm assuming you're using your footman's mace, Caleb?
Yeah.
Okay. And you come at him and slash into it hard with your halberd. You chop in deep. I mean, it would normally cleave a person in two with that kind of hit. But for this thing, it pissed it off, you think. It roars, rears back, and turns, and looks like it's going to come around with these huge claws, which are like the size of short swords, each one of them. And
Jeez.
it's initiative. So it's going to roll first, and it gets a 5. What do you guys get?
I'm a 1 with my adjustment, but
That's-
it's not like it makes much of a difference.
Well,
I'm a 7.
and you got a 7, okay. Let me just write that down. Okay.
At this moment, can we tell those people to just flee in the direction of the
Well, when
the
it's your
city?
turn, you can yell whatever you want, but hold on a second. Caleb, you got a 7. Okay, Hilda, it is your turn first. You can yell something, you can attack. What would you like to do?
Well, they're probably safe now that it's distracted by us. So I'm gonna go and make another swing at this giant bear. That's
Okay.
Twice my.
This thing has an AC of 6 now.
Okay, so that would be a 9 for me.
Okay,
It would normally be 10, but I have the +1.
right.
Nope.
Oops. Okay, it seems pissed off at you, I would assume. So it has, you have a -3 right now, and it's, let me just just have a look here. Hit dice. And then we look at its monster matrix. It needs a 16 to hit you.
Oof.
Two
Same as
swings.
those other-
2 swings with a 16 is... And you dodge. Well, you dodge and defend, parry with your shield, however you want to pull it off, but you manage to avoid getting damaged.
Sweet. I'll be back by my next turn. I super have to go to the washroom.
Okay. Caleb, it's your turn anyway. What are you doing?
Okay.
They're in mortal combat with each other. What are you doing?
I just realized I have second level spells, but they're not written down on the sheet.
Okay.
Are you willing to be somewhat lenient here?
Of course.
That's going to take Spiritual Hammer. The one I really want is, commune with animals, but that's just way too metagaming, and it's kind of too late to
Yeah.
be friends with this thing. So
If you
I'll
want to take a combat one, then sure.
Yeah. I'll take Spiritual Hammer, and since I'm calling it out now, I will take a hold person. And so anyways, Spiritual Hammer is by calling upon his or her deity, the cleric casting the Spiritual Hammer spell brings into existence a field of force which is shaped vaguely like a hammer. This area of force is hammer-sized. As long as the cleric who invoked concentrates upon the hammer, it will strike at any opponent within its range as desired by the cleric. The force area strikes as a magical weapon equal to 1 per 3 levels of experience. So I'm guessing that's
Plus 1.
+2 to strike because I'm level 3.
It means as a magical weapon. So basically what that means is that some creatures are only hit by magical weapons of a certain level.
Yeah.
So some things are only hit by like +1 weapons, some things +2, +3, +4. That's what that
Okay.
means. Not that it
Okay.
gets a plus to hit.
Oh, okay. So I just get my normal +1 to hit
Right.
because of my
Mhm.
blessing. And it has no magical pluses whatsoever to hit, and because it scores to hit exactly the same as a normal Warhammer, man size are smaller, 1 to 6, 1 to 4 upon larger opponents. Furthermore, the hammer strikes at exactly the same time as the cleric controlling it. So that's telling me I could basically hit this twice.
Right. This first round only once because you're actually pulling it into existence.
Okay.
Actually, no. This first round you're just summoning it, and then it'll last for 3 rounds. But yes, you'll be able to attack
Okay.
twice for 3 rounds.
Okay.
Okay.
So I will call it a existence.
Okay. You call upon Torm, and a spiritual hammer appears in the middle of the air, glowing and bright and white. Okay?
Torm, grant me an extension of your strength to fell this mighty beast.
Excellent. I love the nerdiness of it. Okay. And for the last, it gets a 3rd attack, and it lunges to take a bite out of Hilda, and then it's her turn. Alright, where is it? Here we go. And manages to defend. Hilda, your turn.
That spiritual hammer is inspired. I'm impressed by the strength. I will take another big swing at this guy.
Okay.
Thor's hammer works every
Oh.
time.
Wait a second. No, I just needed one more.
You're
Okay.
blessed, remember?
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
needed a 9, unfortunately, even with the blood.
No.
It swings. It slashes at you with its huge claws. And misses. Oh, you're so
Neither of
damn
us could hit
lucky.
the side of a barn.
You're so lucky. Well, I mean, you're lucky, but also very well defended, I suppose. You do have a -3 AC.
This is true.
Caleb, your turn.
I'll first roll for my horseman's mace,
Sure.
or for my footman's mace.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a die 20. I get +1 to this. That's not this, probably.
Okay.
What do I have to get to hit this thing?
It's an AC 6.
AC 6 needs 14, so I need a 13. So yeah, that's a miss. And then my spiritual hammer,
Oh, that one
that's
hit.
a 20.
Beautiful.
Unholy 20.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a D4.
Oh, full damage. So 4 damage. Okay. And it tries to bite. And missed. Damn. Look at her. Behind that shield, fighting away. Alright, Hilda. It's your turn.
I'm getting a little bit of adrenaline as I keep missing. I'm gonna make another strike.
Okay.
How are the people doing so far? Have
They're running
managed
for
to get
the-
hell away.
They made it to the tree line. They're trying to get away. But I mean, they're not moving as fast as they probably could if they dropped all that shit they were carrying.
It would be a bit selfish if we told them to drop it, because we'd probably just take it ourselves as player character. But are they going the right direction towards the city?
No, they're going a completely different direction.
I'm gonna slash at this bear again,
Yep.
and then yell at them to go the right way.
Go the right way. You don't even know who these people are. You've never seen them before. I mean, there are some like new and strange people in town, so it could be someone else from your town, but it might not be.
Maybe there's other cities out here. I'm gonna make my slap.
Okay. Oh, good roll.
Finally. I guess that's technically a 20, but not a nat 20.
No, it would have to be a natural 20 to get your critical.
I think that's 13.
Okay.
8 plus 5 is 13.
All right. So you cleave it, cutting it open. Blood spills all over the ground. It's very badly wounded. Blood's dripping from its mouth as it roars.
These fights are brutal.
Pardon?
These fights are pretty brutal.
Yeah. It swipes at you and starts like running away. So it hits you.
Oh, that actually hits.
It hits you for 7 damage, and it's trying to trundle away. Slowly, you could probably chase it down, maybe? I don't know.
That could feed our town.
But if you do chase it down, then it'll probably fight as if cornered. But it looks like it's just trying to retreat.
Are
So
there
it's
any
up
kind
to
of
both of
bonuses
you.
If it's cornered?
Caleb, it's your turn first. What are you doing?
We also have people to feed in town and ourselves.
It is food.
It is food. I will try to fellow the beast.
Okay, you chase after it and make your attacks.
So my first one's my footman's mace.
Mhm.
Is a 9, so that's a miss. And the hammer of Torn is a 13, so that's a hit.
Okay.
And
Spiritual
hold on.
hammer coming in hot today.
I know,
Sorry.
coming in hot.
Would you say its armor class was?
6.
Armor class 6. No, because I added a point to my roll, so I missed. I just missed.
Missed. Okay.
Yeah.
It
I
turns
thought you
and
needed a 13 to hit the 6.
What did I roll there? I rolled a 12.
yeah.
And then
Plus 1 is
one.
13. but I need a 14 to hit it. So I'm just saying I needed.
You know what?
if I'm
Let's say that it does hit, because it did turn its back on you, so its defense is probably down a little bit. So go ahead.
Okay, fair enough. So that is a D4. That's 3 points.
Okay. It howls in pain, and it turns around to bite you. It looks like it's going to make its stand. It's wild-eyed and fierce.
Yeah.
Well, we don't want it coming back to hurt anybody else in the future.
It's probably going to die from its wounds anyways, and we have people that need to eat, including ourselves.
What's your AC, Caleb?
4. Oh, no, sorry, 5, because I don't have my shield.
Okay. So it needs an 8.
Oh, man.
Shit! You got lucky. Lucky. Okay.
Blessed by a torn, baby.
You must be. That's the only explanation I have for it. So, Hildegard, it's your turn.
Praise Torm.
She said
Well,
it.
I'll join the fight. We should do what we can to clear these forests of danger.
Oh.
Nope.
Okay. It goes for Calum. It is upset with him for chasing it down. And what was it again that it needed? Sorry. It was 8. Right. Okay.
Oh, jeez.
And hits you twice. And here's the thing. If a cave bear gets an 18 or higher on a d20, it does additional hug damage. And it just got it
Hugs me
twice.
twice. So basically, he's humping my leg.
So here's the deal. So it does this for the swipe damage. That's 9 damage. And after it does that, it wraps him up in a hug, kind of lays on top of him, pins him to the ground, and crushes him for 8 more damage.
Oh man, I am down to 2 hit points.
Okay. Caleb probably bellows out in pain from this, I would imagine,
Just
as he's being
swatting
crushed
down.
under a freaking cave bear. That would make it, what, Caleb's turn, is it? Yeah, Caleb's
Yep.
turn.
All right.
You obviously cannot use your own mace, but you can use your spiritual hammer if
Yeah.
you make your concentration check. Let me just check and see what that
You
is.
should definitely also heal yourself. I would not count on me being able to reliably hit it.
I think
I
your
believe you have
concentration
both
is
of
broken
your-
if you're in combat, but let me just check and see if I can find it somewhere.
I believe you have both of your cure light wounds still available.
It can easily be fixed.
I do. Yeah.
Daddy,
You used your
it
blast.
can be fixed easier. All I just have to do is
As
this.
soon as the cleric ceases concentration, the spiritual
It's
hammer
fixed.
is dispelled.
And make my legs out of hat.
Okay. I'll say that you still have it because you haven't actually concentrated on something else yet. I'm not
So there's-
sure. I'll say this: make a wisdom check to hold on to the spiritual hammer. You're probably not going to fail it, but you might. Okay, you can use your spiritual hammer.
Now, can I use my spiritual hammer since it's already cast and cast a cure light wounds?
Not while you're concentrating. You can't cast anything while you're concentrating.
So I'd kind of have to not use that to heal myself.
Right. As soon as you cast something else, your spiritual hammer goes away.
Okay. Considering I'm at like 2 of myself,
Okay.
since I'm being mauled by, so I'll do that.
All right.
Oh,
Good roll.
so that puts me up to 10 hit points. That gives me a little bit of breathing room. This cave bear.
Okay. And the cave bear brings its mouth down to bite you. Bites you. For 8 damage.
I'm back down to 2.
Wow. Good timing, though, I gotta say.
Yeah.
The
Okay,
spiritual
Hildegard.
hammer disappears, you heal, it bites into you, tearing away at your flesh, roaring. Raven, what are you doing? Or Hildegard, what are you doing?
I'm going to yell, Torm, protect Calum, and charge in again with the bear's back.
Okay. Hits. Oh my god!
Oh yeah.
How much
Praise
damage is
Torm.
that?
17 damage.
17?
Praise Torm.
Oh my
Praise
god.
Torm.
That is ridiculous. Okay, so you jab into it, just rush it, stick it in, pretty much like pass the blade into the actual like stave part of your halberd, into its chest. It struggles, tries to like bat at the halberd, falls off of Calum, and in moments it's dead. You've killed it.
Did
I'll
you just go right through its heart?
Yep, looks like it.
pull myself out of this dead, from under this bear. Try to catch my breath.
That was a close one.
You are indeed a great warrior. I'll pull myself up onto my feet, and I'll look to see where all those people went.
I want to tell you a little funny thing about cave bears, by the way. Cave bears continue to fight for 1 to 4 melee rounds after reaching anywhere from 0 to -8 hit points. They go into a frenzy after that until they reach -9. So it went from 9 hit points past that. Or no, it went from whatever it was, sorry, to -9. So you'd like just killed it. And the reason I'm telling you is because it was like right on that. Otherwise it would have went into a blood frenzy.
Oh dear Lord.
So anyway,
Alright.
Incredible.
what are you doing now?
I will thank Torm.
Probably
Call out to-
wise.
Yeah, I'll grab my medallion and say a prayer as well of thanks, and I'll kind of hobble. Use my mace to get back up onto my feet. Like I said, where'd those people go? Are they still in eyesight?
You can hear them talking in the forest. You can't see them anymore. But they're still rushing away from the area. They didn't stick around.
We try to call them back to us.
Yeah, the beast has fallen.
It's
Okay.
safe now.
They don't seem to be coming back.
Come get some food.
You could probably chase after them.
Yeah, why don't we do that?
Okay.
I'm gonna. Well, why don't you run? Slow him down. I'm gonna heal myself.
Yeah, I'll go
Using
after
my-
him.
Using my healing skill.
Okay.
So,
I'll call after them.
Well,
and
you're gonna
I'll
have to
say,
stop
"Hey,
and do
where
that
you
while
going?"
Hildegard goes then if you're
That's
gonna
what I'm
heal
saying.
yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So go ahead and take your 3 hit points back, Calum.
Yeah.
And Hildegard, you chase after them. It doesn't take you long to chase them down. Like I said, they're very heavily laden down. You can see they're carrying like sacks of stuff and, you know, cases and scrolls, and they've got a couple of like small chests tucked under their arms, and they're running. And you catch up to them pretty quick, and they stop. There are 4 of them. There is a human woman. She looks older, probably around 60 years old or so. You see a female halfling, a male half-elf, and a male forest gnome. And the motley group of them, there doesn't seem to be an adventure among them, and they're all just you know, looking very disheveled and, you know, looking like they just got away from, you know, stealing something, but who knows where they got all this stuff from.
I call out to them and I say, hey, it's okay now. We dealt with the bear.
We don't
Come
want
back
to
with
fight.
us.
We don't
You'll
want
be
to
safer
fight,
with
says
us.
the gnome.
I'm not going to fight you.
We need this.
Just
We
come
need
back.
the stuff.
We'll
We
be
need this.
safe.
You can't take it from us.
I have no interest in taking any of these things from you, but maybe we can share. At the very least, if you stick with the two of us, you'll definitely be safer than wandering these forests. It's incredibly dangerous out here.
The female halfling steps forward. She's like, excuse me, miss, we can't share it with you. The elf will kill us.
Did you catch that elf's name?
Okay, she kind of looks, and the gnome steps forward, and it's like, Tessarian, I think it was?
I think I've heard of this guy before.
And the
Tried
other one's like, yeah, Tessarian.
Well, he's tried extorting us as well. He had a bunch of other people with him, right?
And the half-elf steps forward and says, it's true. He's called himself Lord Tessarian Carlinwe. It's like, he's the emissary of a giant red dragon.
I don't like the sound of that. I think it might be the same guy. I don't know. It's been a lot. There's so much that's happened since I've been transported here. I assume the same happened to
Well, I'll tell you this much. We thought that we were safe from him, but there's different things going on that you just don't understand. We need to get this back as fast as possible.
If you stay with us, you'll definitely be safer. You could be attacked by other beasts out there, and then what would gathering all that be worth? You'd be dead, and you'd have nothing to show for.
Oh, we have a big one.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Okay. You know, the rest of this forest is pretty dangerous. We've had, my friend and I have had a pretty tough last few days.
Mm-hmm.
You're definitely going to be safer with us regardless, and even if you have all this stuff, you could get attacked by something else out there. And what would gathering all this be worth? You would just be gone.
Well, there's...
It's okay.
We can't...
We're safe. You can come back with us. We can work this out. I'm sure we'll find something to deal with.
Well, you're welcome to come back with us if you want to, but we need to get this back as soon as possible. Our time is running out.
Did he tell you had to give 1,000 gold each as well?
More than that.
Every week, right?
We have a whole civilization. We have a whole fortification. We thought we were safe, but they're coming.
Even if your fortification isn't safe enough, at least we should stick together and do what we can. If you run off, you'll be no better off than trying to face maybe another bear. My friend and I fought some giant, disgusting birds. They made a good meal, but they put up a tough fight, and I'm not sure you'd be able to handle what else is out there, especially when night comes.
Well, we certainly can't. And we very much appreciate your help. However, you're welcome to come back and speak with our leaders if you want to.
I have no arguments against that. But take your time and let my friend catch up with us. We're going to harvest that bear for some food. I'm sure you're probably starving out here.
Well, we definitely could eat. And that bear did almost kill us.
Right. Well, so I think you guys should come back with us. We'll make a camp by the bear. Get a good night's rest. We can set out to...
All right.
Hoping I've convinced them.
So, Caleb, you catch up.
Okay.
Did you want to add anything?
Well, I'll encourage them to at least share the fire with us. And for the evening, as there's plenty of bear to go around and don't want to waste, you can't utilize. Where did you find these goods?
They were in that cave.
Okay. Is there anything left in that cave?
A few things.
Well, come join the fire with us. It's getting late, and we do have food. We'll protect you from anything else in the evening. You have every right to go back to your fortification and your people.
All right. So you go back, and there's several things left, and you manage to pick them up. And they beg you to let them take them back so that they can give them to this Tessarian.
What are the things that are left? Because we also, for our endeavors, we also have to think about our...
Well, let's see here. Got a list. I have a big list. It's nothing major. Mostly it's like some bone scroll cases, nice gloves. There's a couple of potion bottles that they've got, though, that could possibly be magic.
Yeah.
But other than that, it just looks like a bunch of, like, half-decent goods. There might be, like, 1,000 gold worth of stuff between all of it.
The bone scroll cases, is there anything in them?
No, they're just the cases.
Okay. Well, you know what? You guys can keep everything. Just help us portion up and divvy up this bear, and you can take your fair share back to you as well.
They agree, and they help you butcher the bear. They tell you where their encampment is, and they urge you to definitely come and visit them. They could use your help.
Yep. And I'll tell them we are, and we have a temple, and I'll also tell them. Yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Okay. And you two part ways. I think that's probably a pretty good place to leave it. So we'll leave it there. And thank you, everyone, so much for stopping by today and watching SVR. Thank you, Calum and Hildegard. And we will be back next Sunday. I will be posting some information soon to show you how you can play for free. As I was saying at the beginning of the stream. We're gonna have free players. Of course, you can have some bonuses if you want to subscribe, but it's not necessary, okay? We will be going into that soon, though. So thanks again for coming, and see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.